Hello. I am so sorry. I was not able to come to you at noontime as I previously had planned. It's approximately 1:40 Eastern time. Life happens, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed our 12 o'clock meeting, but I thought hopefully you'll watch this as a recorded video. And Well, it was the really the beginning of very difficult times for Jesus. And Again, I keep bringing this up, but it's so the memory is so close to me. We went this past weekend to see the Chosen series part 3 in the theater, and wow, what a difficult time. This is from Matthew chapter 26. They're getting ready to sit down for the last time with Jesus on earth, and with Jesus prior to his leaving, and they're going to have what's commonly referred to as the Last Supper. It's what was instituted in a we commonly call communion in churches. And Jesus has already shared this with them, shared with them that they were going to be leaving, and so he was going to be leaving them. And he's already identified. In fact, said that one of you is going to betray me. Um, Judas spoke up and asked him, "Am I the one?" Jesus said, "You've said it." And so then he went on to continue the meal, and he took bread, and after he had given thanks, he broke it, he handed it to the disciples. He said, "Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you." And then he moved on to the cup. He said, Each of you drink it. This is my blood, which confirms the covenant between you and God. It's poured out as a sacrifice to forgive the sins of many. And in other passages, Mark and Luke, we get the encouragement to not forget, but to remember Jesus by this eating of the bread and drinking of the cup. Remember what he was going to do for us, how much he loves us. And then he had the exchange with Peter and told Peter that he was going to deny him 3 times. And Peter, of course, very upset, very mad that Jesus felt that way about him. And then they moved into the olive grove, the garden in Gethsemane. And Jesus asked for them to pray with him. He specifically asked for Peter, James, and John to come with him as he prayed. He said, "My soul is crushed with grief to this point. Stay here and keep watch with me." He went on to pray, "Father, if it's possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want to do your will, not mine." He returned to the disciples, and they're sleeping. Oh my, poor Jesus. He says, "Couldn't you watch me even an hour? Keep watch and pray. You'll not be given to temptation, for the spirit's willing, the body's weak." I think we can all relate to that sometimes, can't we? We want to do the right thing, and sometimes we don't do the right thing. The spirit's willing, but the flesh is weak. Second time Jesus prayed, "Father, if this cup cannot be taken away from me unless I drink it, then your will be done." Goes back to him. He finds him sleeping again. He says, "Go ahead and sleep, have your rest, but the time is coming. Son of Man will be betrayed into the hands of sinner." Let's get going. Look, my betrayers here. And of course, at this point, I don't know if they were official guards or paramilitary, but people came with weapons, and Judas came, and of course, planted the kiss on Jesus to designate to the soldiers that he was in fact the one they were looking for, and everything kicked off from that point. Jesus is taken, and then the rest of his time is very horrible as he was violently beaten, spit on, whipped, ultimately crucified. What do we get out of this? This is such a sad story at this point in time. And I can't help but feel, I mean, I know how it's gonna turn out. It's a happy ending. Um, but I can't help but feel in his humanity the disappointment that Jesus felt. And maybe you felt this way. Maybe people have disappointed you. People that you felt you could count on, people you felt like you could trust, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. And you feel disappointed, you feel betrayed, you feel hurt. Um, you've got to be able to relate to Jesus on that level, right? I mean, there's no way he was kept from that. You could tell by his reactions. What are we to learn from this? I think there's three things. I think there's three very basic common sense things we can learn from this. Number one, people aren't always who they appear to be. I had a martial arts grandmaster years ago tell me, when it came to being an instructor in schools, he said, "Don't fall in love with your students." Meaning, even your best students, your most trusted students, given the right opportunity, will leave quickly and go start a new school right down the street. Well, I don't know that that's the best advice, because I think we're supposed to love each other. God tells us to do that. But I think you've got to be careful to not put too much confidence in anybody. And I've been saying this for years at church to people. Don't put me on a pedestal, because I'll fall off that thing and I will disappoint you. We're flawed. We're flawed people. We make mistakes. We sin. And I think it's wrong. I think it's harmful if you put too much trust, too much confidence in anybody other than the Lord, because it could really come back to hurt you. The second thing is, we don't all value the same things the same way. Remember yesterday we talked about when Mary poured out the expensive spikenard on Jesus' feet, and then wiped his feet with her hair. And who was the most upset by that? Judas. He thought it was a waste. Thought there could have been other ways to use the money. And it really was kind of, I think that was the last straw to break the camel's back. I think that was the thing that finally pushed Judas over the edge. We find today would have been a day when he had already made the deal with the high priest. He already went to the council and got his 30 pieces of silver. That was the thing that set him off. Now, listen, we just don't all value things the same way. And so it's crazy to think that everybody's going to get excited about things the way you do, or everybody's going to feel honored about something the way you do, or everybody's going to feel devoted to something the way you do. It just doesn't, it's not realistic to expect that of everyone. And now we see in the garden, this is the third thing, and I think this may be the most important lesson. Here you got Jesus has been very clear with the disciple. He's told them he's going to be taken, betrayed. He's going to be crucified. He's already told them these things. And he asked the three closest, Peter, James, and John, come with me. Come with me. And they couldn't even stay awake. They fell asleep. And we're not talking watching a movie here. We're talking you're the greatest person who's ever lived, and who's befriended you like no one ever else has, asks you to go and keep watch while he prays, and you fall asleep on him. Now, I mean, again, I just think that's wow. Listen, we're all prone to failure. We're all prone to weakness. But when you have a really, really good friend, um, you got to honor that friendship. And I think that's the third point here. The third point is, be a good friend. Stick it out, even to the end. And don't leave them in their time of need. Stay with them. A lot of times, sometimes things go bad in people's lives. People make some big mistakes, and rather than their friends staying with them, they cast them off. They push them aside. Well, that's not what good friends do. That's called fair weather friends. Friends are good as long as everything's all right, but as soon as there's a problem, they're gone. And so, as we wrap up today's lesson today, three things. People aren't always who they appear to be. Not saying you shouldn't trust anybody, but I'm not also saying you shouldn't put all your confidence in a person. The second thing is we don't all value things the same way. Understand whatever your thing is that you're all excited about may not be that way for other people. You just have to accept that. And the third thing is be a good friend. If you got a friend that bad things befall them, stick with them, stay with them. Don't don't separate from them. Don't ignore them. Let them know you're there, you care. You're praying for them. You're praying with them. Those are all lessons I think that we can pull out of this Thursday. Now, tomorrow, Good Friday, I will be on time tomorrow, Lord willing. Good Friday, kind of an oxymoron. Why I say Good Friday? Horrible day for Jesus. Horrible day for Jesus, but a good Friday for what comes out of it for us. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We're having services at New Life Church tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Good Friday. It's going to be memorable. It's going to be, I think it's going to be very impactful. Great music. It's going to be a tight service, 1 hour. We are not providing childcare because sometimes we like to have all of our volunteers be able to enjoy a certain time together, and this is it. But we'd love for you to be there. You can go to our website, newlifechurchct.com, for more information, and I'll see you tomorrow at noontime. Sorry I was late. I hope better late than never works on this one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you.